Hallo und willkommen zu Lone Star. Wir spielen Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, The London Case.
It would be my pleasure.
Ah ja, die
You
erzählt
have been
einem
most helpful, mademoiselle.
gar nichts gerade. Also mir hier nicht richtig. Wir waren das letzte Mal im Apartment. Dann schauen wir doch mal zur Seite Street. Vielleicht sollten wir noch mal mit Hastings reden. Vielleicht hat der gerade eine Idee. Bin mir gar nicht sicher, ob das davon abhängt, wo er steht, in welchem...
What do you need?
Also praktisch in welchem Ort man sich mit ihm unterhalten will.
What can I do for you?
Also hier weiß er
I will not
nichts.
take up any.
You're just full of questions, aren't you?
I understand you and your husband own a dog.
Own? You don't just own an animal detective. He's part of our family.
Ja, das ist wohl wahr. Tiere gehören zur Familie.
Pardon. And his name?
Enoch. And I ask you the question, what's he got to do with anything? And how do you know about him?
Purely curiosity, madame. Enoch. A splendid name for a most handsome dog. And it was your husband that mentioned him at the gala.
It means faithful in Norwegian. It was Johann's idea.
You have been most helpful.
Dann gehen wir also in den Dressing Room. Da haben wir ja einen Safe, wo man Buchstaben eingeben kann. Ich hoffe, irgendjemand kümmert sich jetzt mal um den armen Papagei da.
Oh.
Probieren wir es mal. O. The safe is now unlocked. It contains jewelry and money, as well as Monsieur Christensen's spare key. Der Name kommt mir kaum über die Lippen. Loose key. Another key. Presumably to unlock a door in the apartment. I wonder which door. Ja, da gibt es ja nicht mehr viele, die jetzt noch verschlossen gewesen wären. Jetzt müssen wir also wieder zurück. Eieiei. Ich hoffe, wir haben irgendwie ein Monatsticket oder sowas. Oder dass das hier auch so ein London-Ticket ist oder Großbritannien-Nahverkehrsticket, dass man alles hier nutzen kann den ganzen Tag. Ansonsten ist es ganz schön teuer, was wir hier veranstalten. Also, zurück zum Apartment. So. Ach, hier. Key. Perhaps the keys from the safe may be of some use. Now to search the Monsieur Christensen's music room. Mir kommt das ziemlich groß vor, das Klavier. Da kommt man ja kaum von links nach rechts. Ob das zu viele Tasten sind, müssen wir mal nachzählen. Da ist jetzt gerade gar nichts Witziges dabei. Das Buch. Hier können wir was benutzen. Aber ich weiß nicht was. The brooch pin would perhaps fit the hole in the book's cover. Aha, okay. Das war verschlossen, hätte man sich vielleicht vorher anschauen sollen. Voila! The missing musical piece from Monsieur Christensen's notebook. I wonder. Oh nö. Piano. Muss man da die richtigen Tasten drücken?
Aha.
I've always enjoyed the rich, rounded tones that a fine pianist could produce. I fear My musical talent will be far from euphonious. Unknown Item? Was ist das jetzt bitte? Bettys Engagement Ring? Hab ich hier irgendwas verpasst? Ah, ein Bild. Und? Wie muss ich es jetzt anschauen? Damit das hier was wird. It is subtle, but the pigments does not match. Also eine
The
Fälschung.
pigment of this paint is brighter than it should be.
Meaning?
We have found our second forgery.
Das war da hinten im Klavier drin? Für was haben wir dann diese Noten gebraucht? Das schließt sich mir jetzt gerade nicht.
Oh.
Vielleicht ist es dahinter das Original versteckt.
Poirot, the door. What are you doing in?
Monsieur Christiansen, welcome home.
This doesn't look good, does it?
We have much to discuss.
So Mr. Christensen had an opportunity
Christensen.
and a motive, but he continues to deny killing her.
And still 2 forgeries remain.
I knew it.
Pardon, monsieur?
I knew that's why she stayed so friendly with her. Irene always said she was besotted. That she could get her to do whatever she wanted.
Perhaps you should elaborate on the identity of her?
The curator. Evelyn, what's her name? She could spot a forgery at 20 yards. What better person to show you the ropes so you can make your own?
If the board of trustees at the museum got wind of this, Miss Warbeck's career would be finished.
Ja, es sind aber nur Behauptungen hier, keine Beweisung, gar nichts.
And in her own words, if anyone was to jeopardize her career...
She wouldn't be held responsible for her actions.
It seems Monsieur Christiansen may not be the only person tied to Mademoiselle Court Smythe who has a secret to hide. Madame Hélène has confirmed the surprise appearance of her husband during the intermission of her show. And as expected, she... Monsieur Hastings, there is something troubling you?
If I may speak freely,
You do not have to ask my permission.
this is all very overwhelming. We seem to be taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
I can understand your confusion, but you cannot allow it to consume you and your emotions to take charge.
Die Soundabmischung gefällt mir gerade gar nicht. Da ist irgendwie das S zu stark. Das hätten sie besser mischen müssen, oder?
Easier said than done. I just...
Oui, monsieur?
Must you be so hard on her?
I presume you refer to Mademoiselle Farquhar.
You talk about emotions not taking charge.
She is a suspect in a murder investigation, not a guest at afternoon tea. If Mademoiselle Farquhar is more important than discovering the truth and finding justice,
I would have thought you would know better of me by now. I'm sorry, but I don't agree with how you spoke to her.
when it is your investigation, you will have the authority to conduct your questioning how you see fit. Until then, I will continue in a manner that has and continues to bring criminals to justice.
Ja, so richtig beeindruckend tut es Hastings nicht, weil er tut währenddessen so ganz nebensächlich Staub da oder da ist vermutlich gar nichts dran an seinem Anzug, von seinem Anzug entfernen hier und sagt damit so, komm, red du doch.
And I'll just keep my opinions to myself.
Let us focus on the case. What do we know about Mademoiselle Warbeck's relationship with the deceased?
Mr. Christensen suggested she had romantic feelings towards Irene, but she was just another of her pawns.
She cleaned the master key to hide Mademoiselle Court Smythe's actions. But perhaps she then became worried about her own involvement.
You think she could have killed her to stop the truth coming out to the trustees?
Which would in turn ruin her career. It is certainly a possibility.
Chapter 7. The Secrets. Was haben wir denn Neues? Evelyn, motive, rage, Mademoiselle Court's mice endangered Mademoiselle Warbeck's career. Ja, und nu? Was ist unsere Aufgabe? Also hier ist erstmal nichts. Sollen wir mit Horace reden? Der hat doch auch... Ja, weiß nicht. Hat der Dreck am Stecken?
Your Grace.
Detective Poirot, good morning. Can I assume there is still a murderer loose on the streets?
London is a very large city. I would fathom a guess that there is more than one, as I have not had the chance to arrest him yet.
Your confidence astounds me. Look, you had better make it quick. I'm meeting the young Russian girl here. She had some questions about the museum building at the gala. Questions I'm sure only I can answer.
Tell me about your relationship with Mademoiselle Warbeck.
God teaches us to forgive and love thy neighbor. Sometimes that can be more challenging than expected.
Has she offended you personally?
Using the museum for her sordid meetings with those uncouth men? I'd say so.
She doesn't strike me as someone that would be caught up in that sort of thing.
And what sort of thing am I referring to?
Well,
Exactly. If you don't know, it would be wise to remain quiet until you're spoken to.
Oder er könnte auch mal von vornherein vernünftig sagen, was er eigentlich will. The meetings you spoke of.
I walked in on them in the restoration room a couple of weeks ago. I had come straight from my regular Sunday service, as I had some business to tend to. I opened the door and saw them all sitting there, scheming and planning.
You are not aware of what they were meeting about?
Do you need to wash your ears out? I just told you what they were up to. And I could see she had the financial books out. Why would she need them? I'm not even privy to those. And when she saw me, they stopped talking immediately. Surely that is a sign of their guilt?
Ja, wohl kaum.
Merci, Your Grace.
Hintergrund fährt die Straßenbahn vorbei. What first appeared to be black market dealings by Mademoiselle Courtsmice alone now appears to be a far more lucrative and expanded operation. The priority is speaking with Mademoiselle Warbeck. New mind map. Evelyn's black market evidence. Mademoiselle Warbeck's actions have been noticeably suspicious as of late. Monsieur Hastings and I should determine the reasons behind such behavior. So, das sind alles Sachen, die jetzt übernommen wurden. A strange man. Uncaught man. Evelyn is withholding financial information from Horace. Ja, warum auch nicht? She doesn't strike me as being petty. She must have her reasons. I reinforced Magdalene's painting. From the evidence found in Mademoiselle Kortsmeyer's flat, we can conclude that she made multiple forgeries of the penitent Magdalene. Irene's cash book recorded details of Mademoiselle Kortsmeyer's cash and bank transactions. Löschen. Irene copying Percy Blackford's work. In Mademoiselle Kortsmeyer's flat, there was a painting copied from a book of art of Percy Blackford. Bishop Mountjoy believes he walked in on a secret meeting, but why would she keep it from him? Ja, wenn es secret war. Und vor dem Typen, ich weiß auch nicht, mit dem wollte ich ja auch nicht reden. Ja, wo ist sie denn? Ich schätze mal. Ja, da will er nicht weiter. Wir müssen einfach gehen. Und auf die Karte schauen. Ins Museum. Evelyn.
Mademoiselle Warbeck, if you have a moment.
I'm actually rather busy. Is there any chance you could come back later?
Nö.
I would have thought recovering your painting and identifying a murderer would be at the top of your priority list.
I'm sorry. It's just been so hectic here. I can spare 5 minutes.
Would you allow me to see the museum's financial books?
Is it necessary?
Ja, ich wollte es uns nicht fragen.
You do not wish to impede my investigation?
No, but I don't really understand what they have to do with the case.
It is important that...
That is quite all right, mademoiselle. It was not my intention to make you feel uncomfortable.
Also, lassen wir es? Naja dann. What is your relationship with the Honorable Bishop Mountjoy?
Honorable? That's a good one.
I get the sense you two spend your time butting faces.
Butting heads.
Oui, butting heads.
It would be easier to say what we do agree on.
What is to become of Mademoiselle Kortsmeyer's work?
Usually after an exhibition, the artist's work would be returned to them.
But on this occasion, that is not an option.
I still have every intention of going ahead with the exhibit that includes her work, even if the trustees are against it. I'm still the curator of this museum. I'm hanging her work now, and that's that.
I recall Mademoiselle Kortsmey referred to the exhibit as hers. The level of arrogance and hypocrisy is now even more evident.
You have been most helpful.
Nicht wirklich. Wir haben ja gar nichts rausbekommen. Wir sollen nochmal in den Restoration Room gehen und mit Horace reden. Mit dem haben wir vorhin schon gesprochen. Der jetzt was Neues weiß. So, wo geht's da hin? Hier. Also mal wieder hier. Was gibt's denn, was ihn interessiert? Schon wieder den Tisch anschauen. Das ist, glaube ich, das 3. Mal. Können wir uns das nicht einmal richtig anschauen? Vor allen Dingen hat doch Poirot so ein Gedächtnis, also im Gegensatz zu mir, dass er sich diese Szene hier nur einmal ansehen müsste und wüsste das alles noch.
Oh.
Also, wieder die gleichen Sachen.
Aha.
Mademoiselle Warbecks Date Planner. Let's see. Sunday, 2 p.m. Closed meeting. Aha.
Huh.
The minutes confirm that both Bishop Mountjoy and Mademoiselle Warbeck were present at the meeting. A book of oil painting pigments and how they are made. Thomas Keys, Heritage Manager, Delivery of William Marshall Armor, Gala Event, Trustees Meeting, Irene Kreuz-Mice, Details of Show. Ah, hier ist mal offen. Und noch ein Safe, wo wir keine Nummer haben. Storage Area.
Oh.
Note. The note reads safe combination. However, there are no numbers anywhere to be seen.
Aha.
Homemade oil paint labeled Prussian Blue. Jetzt brauchen wir noch... Was haben wir hier? Naples Yellow. Kein Cadmium Yellow.
Ha.
Safe Combination. So, drehen wir das Ganze mal. Was gibt's hier? Nichts. Hastings? Perhaps we should take a minute to consider our unsolved mysteries. Ja. Er weiß nichts. Jedenfalls gerade nicht. So, wir haben Time blocked out in Date Planner. Meeting with Irene in Mademoiselle Warbeck's Date Planner was meeting with Irene. Hast du so den Planner?
Come, my little Grace Alice.
Boah, anscheinend nicht. Trusting Meeting Minutes. The minutes confirmed that both... ja, genau, dass sie beide da waren. Ja, das... Passt das jetzt zu dem Planner? Oder war das das, was wir gerade ausprobiert haben? Nee, Meeting with Irene hatten wir da.
I should consider...
Passt schon wieder nicht. Eieiei. Also muss einer von den neuen sein. Aber Time blockt. Dann hätte ich halt gedacht, hier oder da. Also will sie nicht. Ist es dann das?
I must act on...
Oh, hey, das fängt ja heute gut an. Walked in on secret meeting on time blocked out in date planner? Also das erschließt sich mir jetzt nicht. Das haben wir doch schon vorher gewusst. Why did Mademoiselle Warbeck hold a secret meeting? Wir haben das... Ah, da fehlen uns noch eine ganze Menge Hinweise. Irene's Cashbook? Nein. Dann schauen wir uns erstmal nochmal um hier. Aber ich habe da eigentlich nichts mehr gesehen hier. Können wir die Pigments nochmal anschauen? Naples Yellow. Page 9. Created by heating lead oxide with antimony oxide and mixed together. Prussian blue. Page 358. Prussian blue. One noticeable ingredient, cyanide. 358 und was war das erste nochmal? Oh, Master Warbeck. 9. 9358, oder? Mademoiselle Warbeck has the knowledge and I presume the required ingredients to make all of these colors.
Mhm.
3589.
Ha.
Okay, dann 9358. Aha, if I lay the contents on the table, I shall be able to inspect them more closely. Ja, warum man jetzt eigentlich zuerst den 9er nehmen sollte und dann 358, erschließt sich mir nicht. Ich hätte es doch von links nach rechts angeguckt.
Mhm.
An interesting style of art. One I'm not familiar with.
Huh.
The museum's account book. There are 2 payments of 250 noted here, but without any indication of who the money went to. A letter from Mademoiselle Coxsmith to Mademoiselle Warbeck, in which she warmly thanked her for taking an interest in her art. Mademoiselle Warbeck has taken care to keep it safe. Also sie hat gewusst, dass es eine Fälscherin ist. Ja, die können ja auch ganz gut malen, die Fälscher. Fehlen immer noch 2 Hinweise. Unglaublich. Was? Das passt auch nicht? Oder hat man das schon ausprobiert? Eieieiei. Ich glaube, mir fehlt hier einfach noch was. Immer noch. Brauchen wir vielleicht hier erstmal einen neuen Hinweis. Ja, das passt heute nicht so. Okay, es gibt einen neuen Hinweis, und zwar über Entweder Artist Work. Work by Edward Linley and Thomas Keyes, both with very interesting styles. Payments to unnamed recipients, 250 each. From the museum's financial books, 2 payments of £250 are noted, but without any indication of who the money went to. Passt das jetzt zusammen? Die Forgery zu den Payments?
Is there something?
Oh, das läuft ja heute nicht. Gar nicht gut hier. Ja gut, dann nehmen wir einfach, dass sie das nicht gesagt hat. Die 250 Zahlungen und warum sie es nicht sagt.
The evidence suggests something.
Ob ich heute nochmal eine richtige Verbindung so finden werde? Ich glaube nicht. Passt dann das wenigstens?
Order and method. That
Nein. Aha, okay. Die 2 gehören zusammen.
what a revelation.
Eieieiei. Das, was ich von vornherein ausgeschlossen habe, das wird dann natürlich nichts. Edward Linley and Thomas Keyes are the artists responsible for the work found in Mademoiselle Warbeck's safe. Artists Lindley and Keyes. Edward Lindley and Thomas Keyes are the others responsible for the work. Achso, das haben wir schon. Ja, passt das dann dafür, dass sie gezahlt hat? 250?
The answer was staring me in the face.
Mademoiselle Warwick is only doing what she can to introduce a new audience to the museum and bring it to the 20th century. Evelyn is trying to modernize the museum. Also, jetzt haben wir alles. Sie hat diese anderen Typen getroffen. Ich glaube, das haben wir vorhin schon gedrückt. Also, Evelyn is trying to modernize the museum.
Bishop Mountjoy was quite adamant Mademoiselle Warbeck's meeting was something untoward. Although I believe anything she does, he will likely look upon negatively. To have a young woman undermine him in front of the other trustees would have been the ultimate insult. He allows his personal feelings to accentuate his cynical side, instead of allowing facts and evidence to show the truth, as one should. Mademoiselle Warbeck was doing nothing detrimental to the museum. In fact, quite the opposite with her attempt to modernize it, likely against the old-fashioned trustees' opinions.
Also, Bishop Mountjoy was quite adamant that Mademoiselle Warbeck was up to something underhanded. It is clear that she is not, and far from being involved in the black market. New Conversation haben wir unlocked. Und mit wem? Ja, also sollen wir wieder rausgehen. Aber ich würde sagen, das machen wir nicht mehr heute. Machen wir dieser Stelle lieber erstmal ein kleines Päuschen. Und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal.